We're live.
We're
Robert
live.
Jokinen. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well. Tomorrow's the first day of Seahawks preseason. We're probably going to get our asses clapped because we have like no running backs right now. But I'm excited to see Boya Mafe. I'm also excited to see I always blank on our second round draft from Auburn. I don't know why.
Derek Hall.
Derek Hall. Derek Hall. I'm excited to see Derek Hall. I'm excited to see a lot of dudes tomorrow. And then I'm excited just for having football back. It's been this offseason's felt really long. It's
I
felt one
agree.
of the longest in a while.
I agree. It
So
was my off season was 2 weeks longer than last off season. So I'm ready to get back at it. I'm ready to have another long season, my friend. I
me too.
suppose with it being episode 1, should probably do a quick introduction. So hello, world. My name is Beau Gleason, world's biggest Cincinnati Bengals fan, the only Cincinnati Bengals fan in the great state of Arizona, State 48. Who dey? I'm joined here by my esteemed co-host, good friend. Oh, wait, hold on. Never mind. Joe Burrow couldn't make it today, so I'm joined by Robert Jokinen instead.
Oh, dang it. I was like, wow, that's really nice of you to say. But I'm of course a Seahawks fan in the Northwest. So pretty basic, but we both care way too much about football, both college and football, and even XFL. And I was a big AAF head back in the day
Okay,
too.
I did
So
love the AAF. I won't even lie. The AAF was awesome. I
big
know
Orlando Apollo head right here. And that was the Youngway Koo redemption tour. So
that's
some good
true.
things
That
came
is
out of that.
true. And now
That
one of the best kickers
Berkovici
in the
hit
league.
week one. I don't think
It's
I've ever
true.
seen a hit. I still put that up from time to time because that's just a fun one to watch.
I
People
was a
should
big
blitz more. It's a horrible blitz path, but absolutely nailed him. Hey, maybe it works. Who knows?
I was a big San Antonio Commanders fan, and what do you know? An NFL team ended up stealing that branding once he gave it a couple of years. So they must have been doing something right. But yes, to get back to the intro, we both here on the West Coast, both formerly, or myself formerly, of the great state of Washington. Mr. Joking still, of course, in the great state
I'm
of Washington
still up here.
for now. For the long haul, man. It's not going to stop raining, or no, it is.
Ooh,
It is going to stop raining one of these days. It's going to have good
we'll see.
weather. But no, we are both, of course, Washington Huskies. We go Dogs. I guess. Yeah, go Dogs. Yeah, Dubs up. Yeah. So
Panics for Heisman.
thanks for Eisman. That's right, baby. That's going to be something we're paying on the table for the whole season. So, a little bit of I guess West Coast draft pod. Big thing once it's back to draft season is of course going to be talking about
We're
the
going to be
NBA
talking about the
season. The
draft
NBA season.
we're going to be talking about the draft during the regular season. I've already been
Yeah, I
talking about
mean,
the
of
draft.
course. I mean, you talk college football and NFL at the same time. Eventually, the draft has to come up. So, we're gonna be having a lot of fun conversations along the way about a whole lot of different topics.
Yeah, we already
Mostly
got
about
derailed in our intro, so that's a little
oh,
taste of you for what's to come.
stay for the
Talking
views.
about
It's in the
random weird football stuff like the AAF. Get used to it.
The AAF was amazing, man. I wish it was still around. But
XFL is better than the AAF.
no,
Yes, yes,
did
yes.
the
You
XFL ever
couldn't
have
blitz
Johnny
in the
Manziel?
AAF.
Did the
You couldn't
XFL ever have Johnny
blitz.
Manziel?
Did the AAF have AJ McCarron?
No, because he was still in the NFL at that point. It folded before they
The
could take him
XFL
in.
XFL 3.0 had the most stars out of any
Did have Josh
upstart league.
Gordon, which is wild.
They had Josh
I
Gordon, Ben DiNucci, AJ McCarron, Hakeem Butler,
That's right. I did have Kabila up
Philip
there.
Lindsay,
Philip
Wade
Lindsay
Phillips
was.
was the
Oh,
coach.
that's right. He was. That's right. Wade
Wade
Phillips. I do
Phillips was the
remember that one.
coach. Greg Williams, another coach. He
True.
won the XFL championship.
It's true. But again, remember the AAF. I believe it was the Memphis Express. At one point, had Christian Hackenberg and Johnny Manziel on the
Oh
roster.
gosh.
What an
Gosh.
all-time great college roster. Nah, I'm just playing.
You see some of
But
the excerpts from the Manziel documentary. This is a great
oh
time for
yeah,
football
no,
content. Oh my, this is the
literally,
one thing that's
I
been good
love.
about this offseason. Manziel documentary, and we're having the Jets on Hard Knocks quarterback
Mhm,
series, and we're getting the Florida Gators 30 for 30. We got to watch that
true.
together. I am so excited for that.
I just can't wait till the Aaron Hernandez segment. That's what I'm there for, man.
So that whole
Oh
team
yeah.
was insane. They had, I think you had one of the penalties. You probably
No,
had
you had
both of
both
the
bouncies.
penalties.
You had
You
both
had both
bouncies.
penalties. You had Percy Harvin. You had Cam Newton. You had Tim Tebow. You have Aaron Hernandez. You have just, and then you have
All,
Urban
all, all
Myers as the
coached by
coach.
Urban Meyer, baby.
Incredible, incredible. I love that.
Oh
I'm so
man.
excited. And there was another one I was remembering, but I can't put my finger on. But man, there's some great content coming out right now. And then you
True.
have all that to watch with the demise of the Pac-12.
Yes, of course. And of course, NFL preseason, which we had a game last Thursday night.
Ooh.
You watch any of
I
the
watched
Hall
it.
of
Yeah,
Fame
I
game?
watched it. I
Dude,
watched.
DTR, man.
I
DTR.
told you DTR is gonna be a stud. I love DTR. I think we totally goofed up on not trying to get him.
How many weeks into the season do you think Deshaun Watson gets benched for DTR?
If they benched Deshaun Watson, oh my God,
I don't
that's
think
one of
it's
the
gonna
biggest
happen because of
fuck
his
ups in
contract,
history.
but like I think if we took the contract out of the situation and we were only basing it on like play, like have you seen
It
some of the
was the
clips
Hall of.
coming out of Cleveland? Deshaun looks bad, man.
While I'm a very big believer in DTR, that was the Hall of Fame game.
It
So
was against the Jets fourth string, so it's fair.
yeah, they weren't playing. And although Will McDonald played a lot, and he looked pretty
He
good.
did. He did. No, there's some
Um,
shoot.
you know who I would take a flyer on. I'd take a
Who's
flyer on
that?
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. I mean,
I
but I
love.
think the Jets honestly want to keep him. I think they really think like him, like behind Rodgers for a couple of years, he
Yeah,
might be able to develop.
yeah, that could help. I've always liked Zach Wilson a lot. So
I know you have. I know you have,
any
my
team,
friend.
anytime, any place.
Wait. Here we
Honestly,
go. I do have.
they
Okay,
might have
actually,
beaten
yeah.
us
Go
that
ahead.
year. They might have beaten us. They might have beaten us that year. That was Jimmy coached.
Oh no, we beat Utah, man, and Utah was better than that
That
BYU
was one of the
team.
biggest fluke wins
It
ever.
was, but
That was the
um,
ZTF game.
it was the ZTF game. Wait, but okay, I do have to before we get into the topic of today's pod, I have to ask you one question because I know you have very strong feelings on either end of the spectrum for these two quarterbacks.
Okay.
How do you feel Malik Willis is over Will Levis on the Titans' initial depth chart?
I was surprised by that because Malik Willis looked so bad last
He
year.
looked he did look really bad when he got a regular season action. I won't lie, but apparently he's looked good in preseason or in training camp. So
Let's see him on preseason games. That's gonna be a fun team to watch in preseason. I
no,
was
for
actually
sure.
gonna ask you about this. I was gonna ask you how long is it gonna take until Will Levis is starting for the Titans?
He's not
Will
starting
Levis
this year.
can
I
throw a
think
football. Will Levis can throw a football.
so can most people throw it well. That's the question. I'm not a Will Levis hater. I'm a bit of a Will Levis hater, but I'm not like a true hater. I'm not as low on
Yeah.
him as you are like Malik Willis, to be fair. So,
Oh yeah, Malik
um,
Willis is awful. He's an awful player.
he was last year as a rookie. He was
I haven't seen
terrible.
the clips
I
for
think he will take a step this year if he gets
Josh
run, which I don't think
Dobbs,
he
who
will.
I felt like he was out of the league. They brought him into like his corpse to start because
And he didn't do
Malik
bad.
Willis was so bad.
He didn't
No,
do
he
bad.
didn't. No, he didn't. I was always a bit of a Josh Dobbs truther.
Apparently, he's QB2 in Cleveland. So I guess that's one guy DTR still has to supplant is Josh Dobbs. So we
Yeah.
shall see.
All
But
right.
anyways,
It's time.
Robert.
Let's start it.
So for anyone just tuning in now, and honestly, if you didn't know this at this point, I don't blame you. We just brought it up. What we're going to be doing throughout the preseason for the next 8 episodes is going through division by division and picking the games, going week by week for all 4 teams in each division. And by the end, we're going to have our final regular season predictions for every single NFL game, all 272. That sounds right. All 272. And now, but we don't know going in on any episode which division we're going to be evaluating for. So here we go.
Here we go.
We got spin the wheel up. What is going to be the first? We said we didn't want to be the North
AFC
or
South,
the
AFC South, AFC South. Respin it,
Eh,
respin it, respin it. We're not doing
we
this
said we're
first.
going to respect it. We said we were going to respect it.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
All
Time
right.
for me to be absolutely unbearable.
The NFC West. You know what we're going to do here? We are going to go in reverse order of how they
I like
finished
that.
last year.
Start with
So
the
we're going to
Cardinals.
start with the probably the worst team in the NFL and the team of my new home state, the Arizona Cardinals. Want
All
to
right,
do a
let's do.
quick rundown on the team first?
Yeah,
Bad.
let's bring up their offseason
Let's do it.
acquisitions and like moves and stuff.
So they actually had a great draft.
And
They brought
they
in,
clearly told everyone that they're punting on this year with their draft trades.
yeah, that is true. Let's see. So Arizona Cardinals trends 2023. No, ESPN's not going to be the site to do it.
I'm
Here we
trying to
go.
remember,
PFF
was
offseason report
did the
card.
Texans take Stroud or Anderson first?
So PFF gave them an A+ for their offseason. So that's fun. So Kelvin Beachum, Will Hernandez, a lot. That's some.
I don't know.
Signings.
Those losses are tough, man.
Zach Allen, Byron Murphy.
Zach
Those
Allen
are
and Byron Murphy
tough.
are
Yeah.
tough. I think they hated it there. I think Byron Murphy clearly hated it there.
Yeah. I mean, they're tanking. I don't see. I mean, Byron Murphy went to a team that probably should be making the playoffs in the Minnesota Vikings, although we will get to them. Yeah, I mean, from a draft perspective
Do
and
you
from a
think
building
they
for the
will
future.
regret not taking Will Anderson?
No, because I don't necessarily think. I think with what they needed to do, they probably prefer Paris Johnson, bringing him in as a piece on the offensive line. Now, does that take away from who Will Anderson is as a player? Absolutely not. I don't think either of us think.
It was so surprising because the only concern about Anderson was the weight.
Mm-hmm.
And and what's his name? I'm blanking on the head coach. Yeah, Jonathan Gannon. He made an undersized guy a borderline defensive player of the year candidate last year.
That's true.
So I thought that was such a fit.
Should have tried to bring Hassan Reddick back to Arizona, man. I think Philly locked him
I was
up
always a
too.
Hassan Reddick believer, and he finally got used right, and then that happened. So not a surprise. Yeah. Although he did play next to several very good defensive linemen.
Looking at Arizona's draft, Paris Johnson, that's a fantastic pick right there at 6. He's going to be
Garrett Williams,
a stalwart on the offensive line. Yeah, I like Ojulari too. Michael Wilson in the 3rd is solid. Jonathan Gaines, he was a guy I know we talked about, or at least I talked about as a guy I wanted around that range for Cincinnati. I like Keitrell Clark too at 180.
I like Clayton Tune as well.
I think they had a really good draft, and you know what they did even better? They built for next year's draft so they can get potentially the 1st and 2nd overall pick.
I don't think that they're going to. I think the Texans won't be.
No, I don't think they will.
I think that's been so annoying from Cardinals fans that are like, "We're getting Caleb Williams and Marvin Wilson." It's like, no, you're not. That's just they're Marvin Harrison. It's it's. They're not going to get both of them. I think they're going to get 1 and 5. They're going to get 1 and 5. They're not going to get a pick higher than 5.
But then could they potentially trade Kyler for another 1st? I think Arizona. I don't know. Arizona's going to be terrible this year. Let's get that out of the way. But
Garrett Williams is going to be
they could be
player.
fun. They could be a fun team.
Is one of the few places playing defense right now. We'll have to see how their head coach is. He's kind of a goofball, but we'll see.
Okay, to be fair though, a lot of people said the same thing about Zach Taylor or they didn't see he was a goofball, but he just said he was in over his head and stuff. It's worked out.
It has worked out. Although he did get Joe Burrow.
He did get Joe Burrow. That helps.
It helps.
He just needed to tank for 1 year, and then he needed to get Burrow hurt the second year.
He's been showing really good. He's been great as a head coach within the first 2 years. So
yeah. And I mean, the second year was just the team was super young. They were still that was the year where Carlos Dunlap flew off the handle and demanded a trade. So
he was a great Seahawk. He just had the worst jersey numbers. 43 and 8.
8 for horrible. A defense end is terrible.
43 is worse. Okay.
That's true. 43 is even worse. unless you're Troy
Let's start
Polamalu.
this.
Well, she's a safety. So, all right. So we're going to go game by game here. Starting at the top. So they get an interesting one. Week 1, they travel to the now Dan Snyder-less Washington Commanders.
This is so this is a classic one. It's the rookie head coaches are just horrendous week 1.
Mm-hmm. And
but
like
also,
I think this is like the type of team that I could see the Cardinals getting a weird win against.
but also it's Sam Howell's first start this season.
No, he started against Dallas. He started against Dallas in week 18 last year. I'm gonna go with the Commanders here, not just because it's at home, but because of exactly what you just said. Rookie head coaches struggle.
Although last year they actually did pretty good.
That's true. That's true. Although, I mean, Brian Dable was just a good head coach overall. Kevin O'Connell is a good head coach overall. So I can't even think of the other examples. Who else was
Hackett?
Yeah, that one, right? Yeah, there you go. Who were the other rookie coaches last year?
There were
Todd Bowles. I guess Todd Bowles.
Not a rookie. Todd Bowles not a rookie.
rookie.
Levy Smith not a rookie.
Let's see. Mike McDaniel. Who did they play week 1 last year?
Was that Baltimore?
I remember they played Baltimore week 2. I remember that one.
I think they won week 1.
They did win. They played. Was it the Patriots? I want to say it was the Patriots.
That might have been at home too.
Dolphins 2022 season week 1. They played I want to say it was the Patriots because I remember they did go to Foxborough. It was the Patriots. Up 27
and Eberflus won week 1 too.
He did. They beat the Niners too. Yeah. That's kind of crazy.
Wait, what was Dolphins week 1 last year? What was it?
Patriots. It was Patriots.
And they won?
Yeah.
Okay. And then who else?
I want to say other than Hackett, Bowles,
Hackett was the only rookie head coach that lost, but Smith and
they don't count. Rookies. So and Bowles won anyways because I remember they played the Cowboys.
That is a group of very good rookie head coaches.
That's true. Exactly. Like how many of those guys made the playoffs other than Eberflus, Eberflus and Hackett? Yeah, they all made the playoffs. So that's a good group. I don't necessarily think we can count that as like a new trend.
No, and I don't think the Cardinals head coach is that level.
No, and they also don't have the talent that like
I'd totally troll the Cardinals and run that play Andy Reid did with that like jerk motion on the goal line.
Oh yeah.
If I was the Commanders.
See Sam Howell just tears it up. He looks like Jalen Hurts out there.
Have you heard the stuff about Eric Bieniemy going around? He's just there's players in Washington that are going up to Ron Rivera and saying he's too intense and too mean.
That's why he won't get a head coaching job. He's too freaking mean. Well,
that's why LaShawn McCoy was either on Eisen or Herd this morning. It's saying, yeah, that's why he's never going to be a head coach. He's a jerk. It's not the baggage. It's not calling plays. He's an asshole.
Well, that works. I mean, he's gotten so many interviews at this. I do think if he goes into Washington and like they're a playoff team and the offense is like the reason for it, which they have a good defense, so I don't think it would be the reason for it. But like if they have a good offense this year and they make the playoffs, I can't see a reason Bieniemy doesn't get a job at this point. But this isn't a Commanders discussion. This is a Arizona Cardinals discussion. I think we in agreement, Commanders week 1?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Giants week 2. I think this discussion is going to be a little bit shorter, although this is in the desert in September.
How is it in?
Gonna be tough.
Is it still University of Phoenix Stadium?
No, State Farm Stadium. State Farm Stadium.
How is it there?
Right now, so it is 9:13 as we record. Is it
like temperature controlled?
It is. But they can open it up if they want. Get an advantage over a team from the Northeast.
Well, it's like the huge bullshit thing the Dolphins do with the shade.
Exactly.
Have
one half of the stadium just in direct sunlight.
And guess which home side is? They literally designed it that way.
The shade. Yep.
It's such bullshit. I mean, it's smart. It's very smart, but it is bullshit.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Giants here. I don't think I'm going to get a ton of pushback on that. Although, again, I think if they open up the roof, it's going to be tough. But again, I just don't think the Cardinals have a lot of talent. I don't think the Cardinals have a lot of talent at the end of the day. It makes it tough.
They have a hard schedule.
On it,
Holy
they don't
shit.
have an easy game. They
They're
don't have a
winless
game
until week 6 at least.
probably week 6, yeah, and it could go further because that one's in LA. But we'll get to that. Cowboy, I think a lot of these next three are going to
Cowboys,
be quick.
yeah,
Cowboys, 49ers,
Niners, Bengals.
Bengals feels pretty
Yep.
standard. All right, here we go. The
Okay.
team that we're going to be talking about
I
next,
think
the Cardinals and
McVay's
the
record
Rams.
against the Cardinals is very good.
Mhm.
But it's their biggest question mark and we'll get into this about them when we talk about the Rams, is the quarterback, because you don't know if Stafford's going to play.
Yeah.
And that team is so full of rookies. Was it 35 rookies?
And it's not like even a bunch of rookies that like I loved either. It's like kind of like not a weak draft class, because when you have that quantity, ultimately, quantity helps. There's swings, but it's just it's not a lot of talent on the team. Like you got you still got Cooper Kupp, you still got Aaron Donald, still got
Cooper Kupp got hurt.
But he'll probably be back at this point.
You have McVay.
You have McVay, which is going to be
McVay or Aaron Donald is probably their biggest asset right now.
Yeah. I think this ends up probably being a season split here.
I'd give it to the Rams because they're at home.
Yeah, I think that's ultimately where I'm leaning to. There's not a lot of talent on that. That Rams team is so funny because, like, you could argue they've got 2 top 20 players on that team, and then the rest after that, it's just like tank worthy. Like, not much better than the Cardinals.
That bill came due quick.
Right. But they got a ring, and the Bengals don't.
Arizona at Seattle.
Okay, so I think we're gonna pick the Seahawks here, but let's just acknowledge weird things happen in these games.
Oh yeah. Well, it's Seahawks always play really good at State Farm, and they don't play them as well.
Because they wear the Wolf Gray jerseys.
Not anymore.
They don't? They got
rid of them for the throwbacks.
Okay,
and
I
I'm like the
respect
only person in the planet that is upset about it. But although I do want to keep the action green over the Wolf Gray, I just don't understand why you
get 3 alternate games. Oh no, you guys, because you're only allowed to have 4 jerseys total. So yeah, you would have had to get rid of one of them. Yeah.
So I don't see why you can only what that makes no sense, because it's only more jerseys that the NFL could sell.
Exactly.
Now, I think the argument is probably, it can be tough on equipment staff. What happens if they send the wrong jerseys? Blah blah blah. And I can get that argument, but why do you got to get rid of Wolf Gray? I think they're great, but maybe I'll just have to pick one up on the cheap.
That's true. It's on clearance racks now. But I mean, like the NBA, you can have like some of those teams have like 5 or 6 jerseys. MLB, all those teams have 5 jerseys now.
Well, Mariners got rid of their grays as well.
They did get rid of their grays, yeah. Man, it's a rough year for Seattle gray, which is funny.
I know, and that's our biggest color. That's our best color. I might do that for a tweet tonight. I think I had a great tweet this afternoon, like an hour before this. It was the fullback never died. They just all became tight ends, which I think is very true. That's what happened. Sorry.
There's some legit like 6'2" tight ends now, where 10 years ago that would never.
Grant Keithy's going to be a top 50 pick next year, and he's 6 feet tall.
It's wild, man. All right, so Seahawks. Yeah, we'll go Seahawks.
As long as Colt McCoy's the quarterback with that.
What
the videos of him at practice?
Right, that's true.
Have been so bad.
At what point?
I remember he took like 30. I remember he took like 30 seconds setting things up.
Oh, I did. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And like was it like bounced off someone's head and it was a pick or something like that?
Oh no! What happened was it was thrown to the receiver. The receiver or McCoy way underthrew it, like it didn't even get to the receiver. And instead of making a play on the ball, like intercepting it or batting it down, the DB ducked and it hit the DB right in the helmet and just fell to the turf. It was literally a comedy of errors. It was kind of funny, honestly.
It was hilarious.
At what point in the schedule do we start saying maybe Kyler's back at this point? Week 10, 11,
Does he
12?
come back if they're winless right now?
I mean, he's probably not rushing to come back, but I mean, I mean,
I
when
think
does
when we
Call of
get
Duty come out? End of November?
what was like someone like checked his stats versus like XP weekends?
No, it's literally like he plays awesome as like the first like 8 or 9 weeks of the season. And then usually Call of Duty comes out like first like or second Tuesday of November, something
Oh
like
my
that every
gosh,
year.
that
And
was
it's
so
like they
funny.
literally look at the stats, it's like his performance drops, like just tanks right away. So
But that also was probably the Cliff Kingsbury, the old
sure.
Cliff Kingsbury. He's not in Thailand anymore, right? He's working for Nick Saban.
Yeah, he's back. He's back.
He's
Was
such a
he Saban? I
goofball.
thought he might be at USC now,
Oh
actually.
no, it was USC. It was USC.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was so funny though that like the in season Hard Knocks, he's like, yeah, I'm a big Leo energy, and he's got that giant painting of the, and then like they spend the whole week on that very first episode of like, we gotta get ready for the boot. We gotta get ready for the boot. And it's against the Seahawks. And that was the game that Gina just kept dumping it down. And they're like on the sideline in the episode, like, it's the boot. And they can't stop it. Like something about that episode was so funny to me. And then in like because Kingsbury's just got like the weirdest kind of vibe of just like yeah, I lost. I'm gonna go to Thailand now. He's got that weird Gen X like or
Mhm.
millennial vibe. It's so funny.
Cardinals schedule's rough, man. I'm looking at it for like future wins, and they're going to be hard
Yeah,
to come
it's
by.
bad. I think they're about 3 wins.
Man, we might be lucky to get to that looking at this, but we'll play with it. Baltimore coming to town if Lamar's healthy, which it's only week 8, so he probably still will be at this point. That's a loss. Go to Cleveland. Week 9 was that late no or late October, early November.
Ooh,
It's not quite brutal
this
there
one I
yet.
think could be interesting. I think
I
this one
think
could
so
be interesting.
too. Just because the Browns under Stefanski always have like a weird loss here or there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still leaning Browns.
I am too. They just have much more talent.
I think I
They're
do
they're
see. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Browns here. Plus, it's at home. That West Coast to East Coast trip, that's not easy. Let's see, what time is that? Yeah, that's gonna be a noon, or not noon, 10 o'clock Pacific time. And let's see, was that November 5th? That's the day after the time zone change, actually, which Arizona
mm.
doesn't have a time zone change. So that'll be even weirder
Washington
for him.
needs that. Washington needs that.
It'll be even weirder for him.
Okay.
So
I think this is their first win
I
against the
agree.
Falcons.
And I'm not actually even anti Atlanta this year. Like I actually think they have a decent shot at winning the NFC South. But
I'm all on the Saints train for the NFC.
I think
NFC
it's
South.
two. But I think here we go. We got a West or East Coast team coming out west. They're at home. And I think this is probably around
Tyler's going to
maybe
be
when
back.
Kyler's going to be back at this point. So, yeah, I think that's their first win. They actually have 3 in a row here that they could win. Next up, going to Houston.
If
I'm
Kyler's
still going to
back,
pick
they
the
win.
Texans. It's tough, honestly, because he just, other than Hollywood, like who's he throwing to now? Greg Dortch. I guess Rondale Moore's still there. Michael
Trey
Wilson.
McBride, Zach Ertz.
Right, Zach Ertz.
Is Andy Isabella still there? Isn't Kyle
No, he's
Phillips a
long gone.
Cardinal? Is Kyle Phillips
Phillips.
a
I
Cardinal?
feel like Kyle Phillips is a Titan. I don't know
Yeah,
why
I think
Kyle
you're right.
Phillips being a Titan just speaks to me right now. Let's see, Kyle Phillips. Kyle Phillips. I'm pretty sure he is a Tennessee Titan. He is, yep, Tennessee Titan, undrafted out of UCLA in 2022. Yeah.
He was undrafted. Wow.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to
Hit
get
the
drafted.
team. It was probably like wide receiver 3 for him last year. So there you go.
Well, did you? I love that stat that was like Mike Vrabel has caught more touchdowns as a defensive lineman than his entire receiver room until they added DeAndre
Until they
Hopkins.
added D-Hop, yeah.
That was the best stat ever. I didn't know that Mike Vrabel caught so many touchdowns.
Yeah, right.
He had 15 touchdowns.
That actually is a wild stat. Gosh, I don't know, man. I don't hate the Texans this year. Like, I don't necessarily think
Me
they're going to be
neither.
great,
Me neither.
but like
That defense is better than people think. They got better front seven than people think.
I think they could be like a 6, 7 win team. And like, if they're going
I
to get
say
to 6 or
5 to
7
6.
wins, Arizona's going to be one of them because
Yeah.
Arizona's
Okay.
one of the few.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that.
So I'm going to go. And I also think this is around when like the rookies, like Stroud's going to start hitting his stride. He's going to get over the rookie wall a little bit. And all right. But I am looking at another win for the Cardinals here coming up.
I agree.
Get their
I
home
think
game
since
against
at home
the
in Arizona, like that's going to be tough.
And then I don't know if they win another game here the rest of the way.
Bears. I could see it being Bears.
I think the Bears might be
Soldier Field though.
At Soldier Field in
December.
Ooh. On Christmas Eve. I think this is 4 or 5 losses here. Steelers, that's a loss going to Pittsburgh in December. Oh, yeah, sorry. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, didn't want to get Cardinals fans' hopes up there. My bad. Yeah, going to Pittsburgh in December, that's not going to be fun. Tell me if I'm crazy here.
I think you're pretty crazy to do that. You could argue the Niners are the best team in the NFC.
Coming off a bye week. The Niners lost to the Bears last year, man.
Week 1 in a monsoon.
Okay, wait, hold on. That's true. It's before McCaffrey.
And Trey Lance was the starter.
There's always a weird in-division upset, man. There's always a weird one. It can be this one or the Seahawks in week 18. Choose one.
That's not happening. It's not going to be 18. I just think the Cardinals are so bad.
No, they are. Don't get me wrong. Bad. Don't get me wrong. They really
I don't think there's weird division upsets when a team's that bad.
Okay. You are right. You are right about that. So
I think it could be close. I think it could be close.
Okay, that's fair. Now I know you said the Bears here. Christmas Eve, Chicago, and I actually think the Bears are going to be decent this year. Not good, not great.
Yeah, they got superstar Chase Claypool.
I was thinking more DJ Moore, but okay. I think they could honestly be like a sleeper, like 7 seed in the NFC.
I don't think they can sniff the playoffs. Oh well, NFC's not so
NFC's
strong.
weak, man. The NFC's weak, and I do not believe in most of the NFC North.
No, they don't have Khalil Mack anymore. I'm just trying to think who's in their front 7.
Their defense is. I mean, they got
their backfield. Their defensive backfield. Their secondary is good.
They got good. 7. They got good pair of linebackers, Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. You got a good pair of off-ball linebackers. Pass rushers are rough though. Hey! The Sonny Weaver Jr. schools. You draft off-ball linebackers #1 overall.
No, he was a defensive end.
They talked about him like. They talked about him like he was an off-ball linebacker, but the clips showed him at edge. Yeah, they did. They said linebacker.
Okay, well, they said that until like 3 or 4 years ago. I think they probably called Will Anderson a linebacker when he got drafted.
They probably did. No, I think they did.
They don't say edge yet. They need to say edge defender.
I wish they did. Eagles and
Seahawks always on the final week of the season games at Arizona, Seahawks have always absolutely destroyed them. I don't know why. It's so weird, but it's always like week 17 or week 18 games. You can look at this. They have clobbered them. It's so weird. I don't understand why. The last time I can think that they lost in State Farm in like the last 10 years, the only time I can think was the Benson Mayowa game where he cost us the win with leveraging on a kick.
Right,
in that overtime. That was the first loss of the.
Hey, what about the tie? There was a tie.
That was the DK. Too. Oh yeah. But I said lost.
Oh, true. Okay, fair enough. All right, so
that was the Stephen Hauschka game, but that was also the DK Metcalf chase down too. Of course, I remember the Benson Mayowa thing, not the DK chase down.
You're right.
Todd Bowles figured out Russ. He
Todd
did.
Bowles, yeah. Todd Bowles is a good defensive coordinator.
He's the defensive Josh McDaniels.
That's a good analogy right there. I like that. Awesome. So the Arizona Cardinals finish with a 2-15 record, 1-5 in the division, 1-13 versus playoff. Okay, actually, never mind.
That doesn't mean anything yet.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything until we actually fill out the rest of this roster here. 2-6 at home, 0-9 on the road.
I don't think they're going to be that. I think they'll sneak a win in there. You know, my guess is against the Browns.
I can see that. I don't know. Lake Erie in
That they have
November
a
though.
hard schedule, man. They have a really hard schedule.
It's tough. I mean, playing the AFC North
They
and
get
the
the AFC
NFC
North,
East
and
is wild. That's
yeah, that's a tough
brutal.
schedule. I guess the Seahawks had a tough schedule then too.
Seahawks have the exact same schedule, except
Fuck.
they don't have to play the Seahawks. They get to play the Cardinals instead. So it lights up.
Okay.
So we're going on to the team that stole a ring from yours truly.
Yeah, that was bullshit. That was total bullshit.
I don't want to talk about it. So the LA Rams quarterbacks,
Let's
maybe
see.
by
I gotta
Matthew
see the
Stafford.
last time the Seahawks lost a home opener.
I don't remember last time they played. Actually, last year. I was going to say.
They
Let's see if I
no,
can
they've been-
find.
Here we go. Oh, that was easy.
Let's see. Off-season report card. Here we go. So I want to find the
Oh,
Rams
gosh.
off-season report card now. Find some of their acquisitions. I can close this now. Spin the wheel. Rams. Here we go. What'd you discover? Oh God, not that picture.
Sorry.
Here we go.
I'm looking at. You can talk about the Rams for a second. I wanna.
Free agent losses: Taylor Rapp, Ashawn Robinson, Baker Mayfield. That doesn't really matter.
I wish Seahawks brought in Ashawn. That was a total miss.
Nick Scott, Greg Gaines, David. They lost both their starting safeties here. They lost two good interior D linemen. They lost a starting guard.
They lost Greg Gaines.
Nickel corner.
Was
yeah,
Greg
they lost
Gaines?
Greg Gaines.
What? Why didn't we try to get Greg Gaines? Oh,
Tampa paired him with Vita and Tryon. So Tryon Shoinka.
they love Huskies. Everyone but
really do.
The Seahawks like Huskies.
Look at this. Look at this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 draft picks, and 11 of them came on day 3.
Jeez. Where'd they get all those day 3 picks from?
I honestly don't know.
I'm still going back in seasons right now. I got a fun stat for you when I finally figure it out.
I actually like some of the guys they pulled in here. Byron Young.
Oh yeah, which one?
The Tennessee Byron Young.
Both of them were good, just different positions.
Stetson Bennett, that's a fun backup quarterback right there. Puka Nacua, former Husky, love it. Travis Hodges Tomlinson.
Jeez, it's still going.
Zach Evans, former number 1 overall recruit right there.
Okay, this is a bit of a I'm doing week 1 home openers rather than just home openers.
Yeah.
But I think there's a difference. In my opinion, there's a bit of a difference.
I think that's fair.
And I am about to arrive in the pre-Pete Carroll era.
Oh, jeez. So we're talking decades back, or a decade and a half back at this point.
Yeah, Pete Carroll has not lost a home opener week 1.
Okay, Pete Carroll.
Jim Mora didn't either. Jim Mora didn't.
The one year he didn't. That's good. That's good.
Okay, Holmgren's. Wait, no, that's week 2. That's week 2. Nope, still going. Still going. Keep talking about the Rams.
All right. The Rams are bad. They are. They're so top heavy. I know we said this already, but like if Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp are out or dinged up or anything, like we're talking a roster about as good as the Cardinals roster. It's not good. It's ugly. However, they're also much better coached than the Cardinals will be.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, we got it.
The last time the Seahawks lost a week 1 home opener, take a guess.
Well, I know it's pre-2008 because that was Mora's first year. Or
it was
year,
09.
09 was the Mora year. Okay, so what was 08 Holmgren's last year then?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to say 2006. They lose the first home opener off the Super Bowl. That's my prediction.
That was the Super Bowl year.
2006 calendar year.
Oh, okay.
The year after the Super Bowl trip.
Nope.
I think they lost their home. No, it wasn't.
Wrong.
Okay. What was it?
It was 1999 was the
Oh
last time the
wow.
Seahawks lost a
Wow.
home opener. Week 1 home
Man.
opener.
So that was pre Seattle Seahawks fans existing, man. That's crazy, man.
Seahawks
Um,
fan, there
I'm
were
playing.
plenty, but that was old jerseys too.
Yeah,
That oh
that
my
was back
gosh.
when everyone was
Guess
Mariners
what? Guess
fans.
what? Guess what? Guess what?
What's that?
That was
What?
Mike Holmgren's first season.
Oh, it was home runs first season. Okay, there you go. That's fun, actually. There
Was
you
the
go.
loss was the last time
That's
they lost a
geez. So
home opener.
they've only had 3 coaches since then, and one of them only
Seahawks
lasted
are
one
pretty
year. So
damn
that's pretty good.
stable. They basically only have 2 coaches. Pretty stable org right there. Rest
Hey,
in peace, Paul Allen. He knew how to do it.
The
He
Bengals have
knew,
only had 2 coaches since 2003 too.
the smart teams keep a good one, and when they have a bad one, they fire him quick.
Marvin Lewis was never a bad coach.
Marvin Lewis wasn't a bad coach.
He
He
was
just
just
couldn't get over the hump.
he's just old. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, at first it was he couldn't get over the hump, and then he was just old and kind of
He lost the
tired.
times a
I
little
feel like
bit.
he looked tired,
There's a
honestly, on
big
the
group of
sideline.
defensive coaches around that same time that retired around that same
Yeah.
time, because it was that McVay rise that really put the nail in their coffin because they couldn't adapt to it. Okay, so
All right, so we're saying the streak continues and the
streak
Seahawks
continues.
win. Okay, I
Although
like that.
McVay would be the one to do it. McVay, even when his teams have
That's
sucked,
true.
has always had Pete's number. But I think they've adapted the defense.
I would not be shocked if when we get to
they're gonna lose to the Rams
11.
at LA. They're gonna split.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about that at that point though.
Well,
I think
did sweep them for the first time since McVay became head coach this year. It was the first time we swept.
Freaking suck against the 49ers. Like,
oh yeah,
they're gonna get swept. I mean, even
Kyle
from just a talent.
Well, it's the NFC West rock paper scissors that the Cardinals are not included in.
Mm-hmm.
Revenge
game. And you know what? And the Bengals are wearing the white helmets in this game. They're gonna win 42-6
on Monday night. They're gonna run that score.
It's like 42-3. I'm gonna say 42-3. No, I'm not actually gonna say that. I have no idea.
This is a fun matchup right here.
Yeah. Rams, Colts. I mean, if AR's playing, shoot, this is must-see TV, honestly.
Any game AR's playing is must-see TV. Ugh, that one's gonna haunt me for years. At least we didn't pass on him.
That's true. You didn't pass on him. Oh man. You see, rookie head coach against Sean McVay. I can't get that out of my head. Rookie head coach Shane Steichen versus Sean McVay.
So it's literally rookie head coach versus Bill Belichick is now rookie head coach versus Sean McVay. I agree. I give that to the Rams.
I do too. I don't think the Rams are going to be that bad just because, again, I think they're top heavy. So if Kupp, Donald, and Stafford are healthy, they're not going to be good. They'll be like a 6-7 win team, but like
so bad.
It is. No, don't get me wrong. It is. I'm saying if those guys stay healthy, like they're good enough that could still be a 6 or 7 win team, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
But if they don't,
I think
they're still good enough to beat the Colts.
Look at this. Look at the D lines they're facing in the first 5 weeks. Niners, Bengals, and Eagles. They're playing all 3 of those defensive lines. I don't think Stafford's going to stay healthy.
Might as well give it to Eagles week 5 while we're here.
Steelers at Rams.
Ooh, Steelers.
That's a fun one. Steelers off bye.
Off a bye. This is at 1:05. That doesn't really matter. Yeah, because it's going to be 4 o'clock. Is the East Coast making the West Coast trip, but they are coming off a bye.
Oh, that's rough. 2 teams off byes in a row.
Yeah. And I think they're much less talented than both of them, too.
I agree. I'd give it to both of those teams.
Yeah, I'm going Steelers, and I'm going to go Cowboys. I actually think the Steelers are good. I know it's going to sound what's the word I'm looking for? Sacrilegious. There's a word. As a Bengals fan, I think the Steelers are definitely a playoff team this year. I think they're probably like I don't know if he takes a step forward, but I think the rest of the team is just in a good spot now. Like
Robert
I think
Jones, they solved their offensive line issues.
Yeah, I think 3 teams out of the AFC North make the playoffs this year.
They're all really good, other than the Browns.
And the Cleveland Browns are the 4th. But yeah, so Packers. I can see the Rams pulling this one out.
That's just because I don't know right there.
I don't know.
It's hard playing Green Bay then. Yeah,
it is. It really is. And November, this is right around wake up, so it's get really tough.
How is McVay's record at Lambeau?
Not good. Not
look good that up. I'll look it up.
Yeah, wait, hold on. We got it. We got Sean McVay. record versus I don't know if he's beats the Packers a lot anywhere. Here we go. Where's Sean McVay's 1-2 against the Packers. His only victory came in 2018, a 29-17 win. Best remembered for Ty Montgomery's fumble on a kick return late.
That was last Mike McCarthy year. That was
Yep,
a bad Packers team. I give it to the Packers.
Yeah, I think I think you're right here. Which 2-8 right now.
I give them a win against us though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even last year, I mean, the Seahawks barely scraped out a win against the Baker Mayfield Rams to finally get a sweep. Here we go, Rams, Browns. I think the Browns. I think
Andre came out of nowhere for that pick too. Yeah. I thought Van Jefferson was ending it, and then I think it was Mark Sanchez's reaction during that is so funny. I've always had a soft spot for Mark Sanchez. I think Mark Sanchez is a very likable guy.
Oh no, he is. He really is.
If he Jets, the Rex Ryan Jets Hard Knocks is a great Hard Knocks, and it shows there's this one scene I really remember of Mark Sanchez in a meeting room ordering pizza. He's like, "Would you give me ranch for free if I told you I was an NFL quarterback?" And he's like, the dude's like, "No." I thought it was just really funny. I give the Rams the win against the Browns.
I agree. I think they pull that one out. Let's see. Ravens. Nope, that's going to be in Baltimore. That's a win for the Ravens.
I give the Rams this one.
I was going to say, I think the Rams beat the Commanders here. I think the Rams.
This is going to be a fun matchup. I got the Saints there.
I'm just not a big believer in New Orleans this year. Something about it's Dennis Allen, man. Dennis Allen's probably one of the worst.
But it's the same OC. It's the same OC.
It is, but that didn't help last year.
Well, because the quarterbacks were awful. Hey, I think Derek Carr's an upgrade.
No Andy Dalton slander here, sir.
That picture of, was it Byron Murphy, Patrick Peterson, jumping into the end zone with Andy Dalton in the background. Oh man, I go Saints.
We're at 5 wins for the Rams right now. Yeah. Okay. But it's a short week too. Look at this. Short week, Thursday night.
Ooh, that's Thursday night. Ooh, I give the Rams the edge then.
There we go. That's all I needed.
I'll give it to you.
Going to the Giants, that's December. Okay, yeah, that's December 31st. And then Rams.
They got nothing to play for, and they probably shut down Stafford.
Yeah, they probably shut down Stafford a while ago.
6-11.
This is Stetson Bennett. Right. Stetson Bennett was the one who beat the Commanders and the Saints there.
6-11 feels right.
No, it does. I think that's about where they'll be.
All right, time for the Cheat Hawks.
The Cheat Hawks, the Sea Chickens.
Yes.
There we go. We got them at 3-1 coming in, sweeping the Cards and splitting the Rams. Let's take a look at the Seahawks offseason, even though I can already go ahead and give you a recap while I pull up the PFF recap.
Adding the biggest issue they still have is interior defensive line. It's very, very scary right now. But adding Draymond Jones was a heist. I can't believe that they did it. He's going to be a stud in there. I'm excited to see Bobby back. I don't know if he's going to look like how he did in the Rams or look like how he did in the last year in Seattle. We'll see what happens. Jaron Reed's not a nose tackle. Let's not kid ourselves here.
Julian Love's a fun addition in secondary.
Cody Barton lost. That's a gain. And the same is with Travis Homer. Bye-bye. Julian Love,
even listed, man.
I know, he was horrible. You got money, though, from the Bears. And Evan Brown. I really want Olu to win the center competition, so Evan Brown plays right guard.
They should cut Jamal Adams and just play Julian Love.
They should. They should. And they should have just kept Ryan Neal and just moved on from Jamal Adams, who's probably not going to play the first 6 games of the year either.
Great draft. Great.
I
thought, is Spoon hurt now? Looks like that's what I saw.
Everybody's hurt. We'll see what happens.
That's fair.
Well, they had him playing nickel too. They had Reek Woolen and Trey Brown or Michael Jackson, and then Trey Brown as well. There, they moved. They're playing Kobe Bryant at safety now too, which is Okay, cool. Yeah, I like Kobe Bryant. Anywhere you can get him on the field, I'll be okay with
Kobe.
that. But it tells me that Jamal's not playing anytime soon. JSN's look, all the reports coming out of the camp and all the videos, he is going to be an instant difference maker. He looks really. I will be the first one to say I was incredibly wrong on draft night. I thought he was slow Golden Tate. He looks fast. He looks all the reports coming out that say like, yeah, he's just a natural receiver. He's incredible. He's going to be, they've already been saying 7-Eleven is always open. So
he's a monster, man. Okay, I do have to ask you one question here.
Mike Morse.
How many? No. How dare you, sir? Defensive player of the year? Sorry. MVP? Sorry. Walter Payton man of the year? Yeah, I know you can't really predict that one, but sorry.
Comeback player of the year.
He came back from being in the freaking college football, man. He came back from that.
Sorry, what were you about to ask?
No, that was literally it. I was going to say, how many defensive player of the year votes does Mike Morris
he's going to play. He's going to play more than you think. They have
bulk up, man.
They have bulk up, and he's going to play more of that 3-4 end. Is what I hear.
Playing the Michael Bennett role.
I'm excited to see the rookie running backs play, but guess what? They're both hurt, so that sucks.
That's true. That's rough.
I want Olu to win the center job. I really do. Cam Young, I've heard
over our guy Evan Brown.
I want Evan Brown to play guard.
Oh, that's fair.
I mean, Olu won the Outland. Olu won the Outland. He should be starting.
It's fair. All right.
And I want to see
game by game predictions. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Jarek Reed.
Yeah, I mean, this is your stage here. This is the Seahawks. Yeah. We're not talking about Seahawks for a couple more episodes.
See Derek Hall. There was a fun recap. There's a comp I really liked that I can kind of see body type wise, and it was oh my God, why am I totally? You've heard who I've James Harrison.
Wow.
As the body comp, and I like that a lot. I think
is he gonna be dirty
I
too.
See it.
It's gonna be a headhunter too.
Have you heard his story? Have you heard Derek Hall's story?
Yeah, you told me about it. I watched the video.
Oh yeah, he has such a great story. And he was the cap. Like I think several of these players were team captains. I think Ulu was, Spoon was, and so was Derek Hall. That's a high character class. Okay, let's move on here. So we have week 1 Rams win. Yeah. I think we're gonna lose to the Lions. I think we're losing.
I agree. I think that's one we disagreed on when the schedule was released, but I think Lions going to Detroit early morning game, that's tough.
Win
home against the Panthers.
That's a win. Bryce Young is not ready to play in Lumen Field.
Mm-hmm. Going to the New York Football Giants. This is kind of a toss-up for me, honestly. Monday night.
I think because I'm giving them the L against the Lions, I'm going to give them the win against the Giants. I think the way they played them last year.
That's true. They looked good last year.
They played them really well. Gives me hope for that. We'll have to see how the receivers they brought in do for them. But I'm interested in that one. I think it's an L against the Bengals.
Yeah, they get a little bye week before they play the Super Bowl champions.
It's not prime time. If it was prime time, I think it's going to be closer than you think. With the
I didn't say it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a close game. But I think
if you look at the secondary, they got a lot of dudes in the secondary now. They're probably going to play like dime and maybe even penny against the Bengals. Because it kind of got to you got Tariq Woolen. So I'd put Tariq Woolen against Jamar Chase. I'd put
for the speed,
the speed. I'd put. I guess you have to put Spoon on Boyd, right?
Yeah. I in the nickel, yeah.
Who's receiver 3 for the
T. Higgins?
T. Higgins. That's who I was thinking of. I want to put Kobe Bryant on T. Higgins. I like that matchup. Kobe Bryant.
That feels like a big FIFA. That feels like a big T. Higgins fantasy day. I won't lie, man.
Don't sleep on Kobe Bryant.
I'm not sleeping. I like Kobe.
I think,
but T. Higgins. T. Higgins.
JSN's going to do well coming back to Ohio, I think.
Well, Mike Hilton's one of the better nickel corners in the game. If they've got, do they have JSN more in the slot or outside right now?
Outside.
They got him outside. Okay, well that's a Cam Taylor Britt game then. Cam Taylor Britt.
They got Tyler in the slot.
Tyler, yeah, it makes sense. Keep him there. Keep him
Wait,
there.
no. They have JSN the slot color outside. I still
Oh, okay.
think I think it's Mike Hilton's isn't he's not the best slot corner because his coverage, would you say? He's one of the best slot corners because of his huge versatility and blitzing ability.
But I mean, he's still good in coverage. It's not like
He's
he's
still
bad at
good, but I think
coverage.
JSN's
I
gonna
mean, if you're
just
talking best
absolutely come
pure
off.
cover slot corner, I don't know who the best pure cover
Jalen
slot corner
Ramsey,
would
because
be.
he played slot for the past 3 years.
There you go.
Seahawks Browns, that's Seahawks win.
Yeah, it's a Seahawks win, especially because they're wearing the throwbacks.
That's gonna look
Seahawks
beautiful.
going to Baltimore. You see, this is one where I could see I'd probably lean Baltimore here, but I could see
What
a
time's it at?
stumble. This is at 10 a.m.
The 10 a.m. thing's not been a big deal for a while now. I go Ravens.
Seahawks beat the Commanders. Yeah, where are we at going into mid-seasons or past mid-season at this point? So we're 7-4. This is Thanksgiving one.
That's a win.
Yeah, this is
We're winning that
Thanksgiving. So is that an Action Green game?
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And there are now
go.
49er fans in my extended family at my Thanksgiving. And they showed up wearing their gear last year. I'm wearing
Gotta
my
shut
gear
them
to
up.
Thanksgiving.
Gotta
I'm wearing
shut
my
them up.
Thanksgiving.
Here we go. Okay, I think they lose to the Cowboys. It's another Thursday game. They both get a week off here.
I think they win this one.
Really? Okay, so let's have a
This
conversation about this one. Then.
I think they win this one because they're going to lose their next two.
No, I think they will. I think they go on a 3-game losing streak here. The Cowboys are a good team this year, man. They're a good team, and they match up pretty well in a lot of areas. Micah Parsons against Abraham Lucas. I know you're an Abraham Lucas guy. Micah Parsons is going to win that battle most reps.
Dak's not a big enough factor for me to say they're going to win though.
He's got. I mean,
they lost some pieces, man. They're not as good as they were last year.
This is in Dallas.
We've won in Dallas plenty of times though.
I'm not saying you haven't.
Good
I'm just saying.
I think that's a win in my opinion.
You know, I'll give it to you just because you didn't fight me too hard on Bengals, but
oops.
Oh, sorry, wrong one. Okay.
Next two are losses.
Yeah, you're right. Next two are losses here.
I can't see us being. I think.
Yeah.
I think Seahawks.
Seahawks beat. It's gonna be cold, but I think Seahawks do.
No, what time is the Seahawks Eagles one?
Oh, this one. Oh, you mean this one? No, it's
okay.
afternoon.
Yeah, we didn't get like any prime times this year.
That's rough too. I mean, like what?
I think Seahawks split. I think Seahawks split the Titans and Steelers.
I agree. I think they.
I say lose Titans, beat Steelers because we have not played well.
Just for the travel, yeah.
No.
Wait, hold on. I flipped it. Wait, there we go. Okay, just take the home team. But
we've never played well at the Titans. This is my prediction.
Christmas Eve, and then they beat the Steelers. Yeah, 10-7 feels about right.
That feels right.
There we go.
Right.
10-7 Seattle Seahawks. One more for episode 1. 49ers offseason. They had a weird.
I can't believe they got Javon Hargrave. I can't believe they were able to get
the
biggest prize.
That was wild.
They got Kerry Hyder back.
Yeah,
they got John Feliciano back. Jeez, like offensive linemen love Kyle Shanahan.
Ooh, they played Pittsburgh week 1. They have to go across the country week 1. So I got Javon Hargrave. That's pretty much their only. Okay, Sam Darnold there.
Losing a Menahu, McGlinchey, Abucom, Mosley. Those are a lot of big losses.
I know who's big losses. Yeah, have you seen their offensive line outside Trent Williams looks bad, honestly.
It doesn't matter. It's Kyle Shanahan. It's going to
true. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I agree, but like still, Abucom's a big loss.
Mosley, a good player.
That's Azeez Al-Shaair.
Azeez Al-Shaair had a great year. He had a great year.
Jimmy Ward's a good DB. Yeah, I mean they lost a lot. Their draft was not good.
They have not been drafting good the year before too. Did they cut Tyron Davis-Price?
No, I don't think they did.
They cut one of the two really. Yeah, they took Jake Moody at 99.
Ty Davis-Price.
Oh man,
yeah, Ty Davis-Price is still on the Niners. Is Danny Gray still there? I think that might be the thing. Yes, Danny Gray's still there too. So no, they're set. 49ers 2022 draft class hasn't been cut yet, at least. Have they been good? No, but they haven't been cut yet.
Yeah, they took Jake Moody at 99. I forgot about that. We were clowning on him pretty hard for that.
Yeah, that was rough.
Is there
not a good draft
like
class
in there? I don't think there's a. I like Jair Brown at 87. That's pretty good value. That's about it. Robert Beal could be a difference maker. You know, I see South Alabama. Kane Womack's a really good coach, so I could trust that. Here's what pisses me off. The week before the Huskies played UCLA, or maybe it was like 2 weeks before, Kalen DeBoer's buddy, Kane Womack, nearly beat them. I really hope he talked to Kane Womack more about how to stop that offense. Now, it's pretty hard with
seen
that.
A lot more in the Big Ten.
They had a pretty good triplet last year, though. I really liked their triplet actually last year. DTR, Charbonnet, and Bobo.
They're a solid squad. They got
Kane Womack's going to be
the dude who that Cal receiver that ate us alive, Sturdivant, J. Michael Sturdivant. He's with UCLA now.
I didn't watch the Cal game.
He destroyed us, man. He destroyed us. He made what's his name? Jordan Perriman. Now, granted, most of the Pac-12 made
he was
Jordan
so banged
like
up
scrub,
all year. I feel bad for him. He got hurt against Kent State and played hurt the whole year. You see the video of the lineman catching punts today?
I did.
Oh, I love that. Love that.
All right.
I remember I got a fun story.
Yeah, you got
our big fat nose tackle my freshman year on that third and state team, a guy named Albert. Every day he was always, whenever we did, whenever we needed a scout punt return team, he was always punt returner. And of course, he had amazing hands and was surprisingly kind of athletic, even though he's this gigantic fat Filipino nose tackle. It was always so funny. So people try to tackle him that were actually on punt team and couldn't. I loved it. But Cal and Oregon State and Wazoo, their roster, Oregon State specifically, that roster is going to get rated next year. It's going to be rated. You see that ACC shot down expansion this a couple hours ago?
I saw they were pushing back on it. I haven't seen if they've totally eliminated the possibility.
Supposedly it was Clemson, UNC, Duke, Virginia, and some other school voted no.
There you go.
Okay, week by week. Week one.
I think the Steelers win this one. And I know it sounds sacrilegious, but I feel like the Niners always kind of play weird week one. I feel like Niners week one.
They lost to the Broncos week 3.
They lost to the Bears, they lost to the Bears week 1 last year.
Was that their only win?
No, the Bears beat the Texans. I think they had 3 wins last year. I know they beat the Texans too. They didn't win a lot. But I know they beat the 49ers, which is really funny to look back at in hindsight. So I think the Steelers pull this one out.
I think they beat the Giants.
I think so too. They're going to beat the Giants there. They're going to beat the Cowboys.
Zeke Elliott's going to take the snap, or going to snap the ball.
See, the Cowboys don't play bad against the Niners as long as it's the regular season. They've done pretty well against them in the regular season. Man, I can't even get over the fact their line is so bad and Micah Parsons is right there. I'm thinking about the Cowboys here. I really am. You know what? Talk me out of picking the Cowboys right here.
I think that D line for the Niners is just so good against the Bears. Is Zach Martin going to play? And then who else is on that line?
Tyron Smith.
Is he still playing? Is he going to be healthy?
Tyler Biotic. Well, that's the thing. If Tyron Smith's not healthy, they just put Tyler Smith at left tackle. Tyler Smith was good freaking player for him last year. Tyler Biotic or center. Who's the right tackle? Terrence Steele. He's a solid right tackle.
Can that play against Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa, Javon Hargrave? and what was
All
Kerry Hyder.
right.
Kerry
It's Kerry
Hyder.
Hyder, of course. Sorry. Never mind. Kerry Hyder puts it over the edge for me. You should have said Austin Bryant while you were there. Actually, you know what? Cleveland Furl's there too now, I think. Doesn't say it
Oh
on the list.
gosh,
All right. They're
that
going to
was a
beat the
bad one.
Browns.
This is gonna be a fun. Oh, on Monday night too. I'm looking at Vikings. That's a fun one.
I could see the Vikings doing something weird. But Kirk,
Kevin
primetime
McConnell.
Kirk.
Primetime Kirk. And Kevin McConnell is a McVay guy. So by proxy, Shanahan wins.
It's true. And they're going to beat the Bengals too.
They're going to beat the Bengals?
Okay, wait. Hear me out. This won't be the only time they play the Bengals this year. And I think that would be a different result.
I saw a video predicting Bengals Niners Super Bowl rematch as well today. Did I finally get that revenge?
That won't be the only matchup. I'll show you that. But right, I think the Niners win when it's in Santa Clara. The Bengals always struggle off the bye, which is weird. The bye is supposed to make you better. They always suck. Even with Marvin Lewis and Zach Taylor, they always suck the week after the bye. So I feel
who's the coach of the Bengals before Marvin Lewis?
Dick LeBeau.
Wow, that is an AFC North hire right there.
Yep, exactly. So here we go. I think the Niners do get or in my opinion, I think this feels like the type of game.
This is a young upstart. This is the young upstart team making themselves known. I like the Jags here. You know what this echoes me of? Seahawks Patriots 2012.
I like that comparison, actually. I really like that comparison.
And it's at Jacksonville.
It's at Jacksonville. Yep. Cross country. Yeah, November. It's November. It's not like September.
Gonna be muggy. It's gonna be muggy.
It will be muggy.
Well, that was the Jags did their Seahawks 2012 against the Seahawks in 2017. That was their coming out game. And it was in muggy as hell. It was like week 11 in Jacksonville. And it was awful. And Quentin Jefferson got ejected and tried to go into the stands.
I saw that. I did see that.
A fan thrust through like some awful picks. And we got outplayed by Blake Bortles. Oh, we couldn't pressure him.
That's 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks that wore the number 3, my friend. Oh, no, never mind. Blake Bortles wore number 5. I don't know why I thought he wore number 3.
5.
He did, yeah. I don't know if 3 was stuck in my head, I guess. Maybe it's some of the picks Russell through that day.
I think it was like 4 or 5. He threw some bad picks to AJ Bouye and Jalen Ramsey.
There you go. So, but yeah, Jags win that one. Niners bounce back against Kyle Trask and the Buccaneers.
I heard something really funny. It was someone said in battles like the Baker Mayfield versus Kyle Trask one, the winner of the battle is winning the right to be benched first. I thought that was really funny. I was like, yeah, that's pretty spot on.
They're gonna be rotating back and forth.
Todd Bowles getting fired, huh?
Oh, he has to be, man. He's such a good defense coordinator, but he is such a bad head coach.
I'd hire him as a defensive coordinator in an instant.
He might be like a top, like when he's like in that defense coordinator role, there's probably not a lot better. There's probably maybe one or two.
He schemed up some brilliant stuff in that Super Bowl that they beat Mahomes in. It was absolutely brilliant. So, some stuff I saw then that I have never seen since. They did a 3 safety shell rather than a 2 safety shell. It was brilliant.
All right, here we go. The hockiest new rivalry of the NFL offseason. 49ers going back to the place where they made all the excuses about their loss in the NFC Championship.
They're pretty fair excuses.
No, they are fair excuses. Don't get me wrong. It's just funny.
They were almost Broncos versus Saints 2020.
That's true. No, I don't. Okay, so let me make myself.
Oh, what was that? What was that player's name? Who played
Kendall
Hilton.
Hinton. Not even Hilton. Hilton flows too well. It has to be Hinton. I think he goes by KJ Hinton now, but don't quote me on that. But anyway, no. So let me make myself clear here. Are the 49ers excuses valid? Yeah. When
there's still excuses though.
They are still excuses, and I think it's funny whenever Deebo Samuel, or it was mostly Deebo, Brandon Ayuk probably said some stuff too, but it's like, oh man, we would have won by 20 if Purdy was healthy the entire game. And it's like, dude,
they already weren't won by.
The Eagles won by 30 something. Yeah, I think they won by
The
31.
game was already over by the time Purdy went down.
The 49ers weren't going to win that day.
It's always this like receiver 3 or 4, Jawan James or whatever, who always talks the most shit. He was talking shit about Tariq Woolen. It was like, who the hell even are you, dude? You play in the most schemed up offense ever that you can have no talent and be incredibly good in.
So I'm gonna go with the Eagles here.
I agree.
Actually don't know how many games I'm gonna predict the Eagles to lose. Probably not a lot, honestly.
They play in a
we'll
tough
get to
division.
that. They do. They'll probably split the Cowboys.
This is gonna be a fun game right here.
Oh, Monday Night Football, Christmas Day. What a present here.
How do you think Todd Monken is gonna do with with Lamar? How do you think that's gonna happen?
You see, Todd Monken had his shot to be an AFC North offense coordinator with the Browns in 2019, and he had Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry, and yes, Baker Mayfield was the quarterback. And it was ugly.
Hot take.
It was really ugly.
Greg Roman was right. Roman was running the right offense for Lamar. He was a scapegoat, and the Ravens also fucked up by firing Wink Martindale. That was a stupid.
That was dumb. That was very dumb.
He's one of those other guys who's like the top 5 DCs, right? Quick top 5. Any DC, any coach who could be a DC.
Lou Anarumo.
Top 5.
Lou Anarumo.
I think he's up there. I don't think he's number 1. I think.
Oh no, I'm just listing 5. Probably the 5.
Fangio is easily number 1.
Fangio.
Bulls.
Let's say that's
Anarumo. I could give you Anarumo.
Bulls. Anarumo, Martindale. Who else are we missing?
Did you say Belichick?
I think we don't want to count him because Bill Belichick's probably the greatest head coach of all time.
Yeah.
So we don't want to limit him just
mid head coaches that are great coordinators.
I mean, for all we know, Martindale and Anarumo would be good head coaches. So because we've never seen them in that role.
That's true.
I'm trying to think what other good defense coordinators are out there that haven't had really a shot. D'Amico Ryans is finally getting a shot. So
what about Gus Bradley?
Gus Bradley, he was a horrible head coach, but he's been solid defense coordinator everywhere he's been. So maybe
he did a really good job with the Chargers against Lamar Jackson and putting 8 DBs on the field. I don't know if that's a good one though. I don't like that one enough.
I'm trying to think, you're big name defensive coordinators even. I'm going team by team right now. Oh, that I don't know how to say his name, but it's the guy the Panthers
Wilkes?
just hired away from Denver. No, not Will. Oh, Wilkes is good too. But no, I'm thinking of
He's too. I don't know him enough. Alex was his first year. Alex was his first year.
Sure, that's true. But
Dan Quinn.
Oh, Dan Quinn. Okay, that's that. Honestly, he might be. He's probably number 1. Honestly,
it's Fangio.
I might take Dan Quinn over Fangio.
Dan Quinn called 3 plays for the Seahawks in 2013.
Yeah, and he's he took Dallas, which is one of the worst defenses I've ever seen, and made him once one of the best defenses in the league, overnight. And Micah Parsons helped with that, but he also drafted Micah Parsons. So,
Ken Norton Jr. Although I will always defend Ken Norton Jr. and say that he was Pete Carroll's yes man. It was Pete Carroll's defense, and he was a scapegoat. Ken Norton Jr. doesn't know how to run defense. Is that an excuse? He's a bad DC, but he shouldn't be blamed because he's just bad, and he never should have been put there in the beginning.
So his excuse was that he was a bad defensive coordinator, so he should have never been one in the first place. That's the excuse for him.
I put the blame on Pete because it was Pete's defense.
Okay. I mean, it's fair. I see what you're saying. I just kind of.
It was a totally. He gets a lot of hate from Seahawks fans that he doesn't deserve. How about that? That should have been directed at Pete.
Ravens 49ers.
That's gonna be a fun one.
How do the Niners normally do against more mobile quarterbacks? I guess they played Kyler pretty well.
I don't know. Mobile quarterbacks can stymie some good pass rushers.
They can.
Frustrates me.
Trying to think what mobile quarter. I guess Jalen Hurts tied his way.
Jalen Hurts isn't mobile in that we think of a scrambler. He's not a scrambler.
No, he's more like the Josh Allen.
He's a designed run. He's a designed run quarterback. Kyler's a scrambler.
This one's tough. I can see it going either way.
That's a coin flip, honestly.
I'm probably going to go Niners just because they're at home there.
And Niners against the commies.
Yeah, there we go. So 13-4 record for the San Francisco. 8-0 at home, but barely over 500 on the road.
That looks about right. Yeah, no, I think our standings pass the vibe checks. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at our NFC West.
NFC West. So
I think Seahawks can sneak in the playoffs. I think they can sneak in with that.
I don't think it's even sneak. I think 10-7 might get you the 5 seed in the NFC. So
not with the East. Not with the East.
That's true. That's true.
I think you get. Here's my plot prediction. I think you get Saints from the South. All right, here's division winners. Should I spoil it?
No. We're gonna do this episode by episode. We're gonna figure this out later. Yep. No spoilers. No jumping gun there. But
I already talked about the Saints anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we already talked about a lot of teams here. Actually, we didn't talk about a single AFC West or East team though. So those will be fun when we get to those. I hate the Chiefs.
I'll speak about an AFC West team real quick. The Sean Payton rules of what you can and can't do during the preseason. This is going to go well.
Russ is playing week 1. He's playing in Arizona. I should go say hi to you.
You should.
I'll stay hi for you. I'll see if he'll sign something for me, and I'll mail it back up. No, I'm not going to the game. You kidding me? What?
I think it's Friday night. Seahawks jersey. I'd send you my Seahawks jersey.
It's Friday night. I'm going.
Would he sign it?
Game.
I bet he would. I think Russ is a nice guy.
Maybe he probably would. He'd probably, if I could get him to sign it with "Let's Ride," are you going to frame it?
I'm still going to wear it.
I like that. All right, to review, since how long has the stream been going on here? We're
about an hour.
Yeah, very long.
By the way, I will report live from Seahawks training camp this weekend.
I love that.
At West Coast Draft on Twitter.
At West Coast Draft on Twitter. That's right. To review, 49ers 13-4, Seahawks 10-7 right now in the playoffs, but we'll see how that goes. Rams 6-11, and the Cardinals go undefeated 17-0, win the Super Bowl. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Good year 1 for Jonathan Gannon. No, they go 2-15, 1-5.
They probably locked up that top pick.
Probably
so Caleb Williams, you are a Cardinal. Oh, he's gonna hate that.
The colors are pretty similar. Hey, he's played in Norman, Oklahoma, and LA. At least he's used to the heat.
He's gonna lose to UW Seattle and then Seahawks twice next year. So that sucks.
Yeah, that's brutal. Hey, but he's played in red every single place he's been. So at least he doesn't have to change his laundry. Team? There's some team in DC. I don't know exactly.
Yeah. I think it's red because I think I remember I saw like a clip. This is stupid. I don't know why they had this, but his high school had a clip of him, had the live stream of him winning the Heisman. They were all going crazy. It's like, this guy's not been there.
No, they were purple. Gonzaga High School is purple.
Damn it. That sucks.
Brutal.
Isn't purple made out of blue and red though? So
it is technically. Just got a splash of blue in there. That means we'll eventually play for a blue team in the NFL.
Future Seahawk.
Future Seahawk. Imagine he plays 3 years in Arizona and demands a trade. Not only demands a trade, but demands a trade to an in-division rival.
Speaking of future Seahawks, someone I know has told me that he has been surprised by the scout grades of Michael Penix. They were low. Day 3, and with the good
injury history, probably
with good medicals, 3rd to 4th round to 3-4. Yeah, I think that is pretty absurd. Even with the medicals, even with being older, he can spin it at an NFL level.
And he's got the arm. He's definitely
He
got the
has the
arm.
arm. I think you can also. I'll admit, he plays in a friendly offense and doesn't make his reads. But where are quarterbacks making their reads anymore? Let's be honest here. They're not, and even less are going to be doing it. That's why you teach them that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like what I was saying to like about everyone talking about like, oh, Anthony Richardson doesn't know how to run an offense. It's like, or whoever. It's like, that's why you teach them the offense. That's why they sit a year,
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's absurd. I love AR. He should not be playing this year. I don't care how good he looks in training camp. I don't care how good he may look. I think he'll be better if he sits a year and learns how to run an NFL offense and learns the windows. I think you can make some bad habits without truly learning it. But
You're right.
but I don't think they have the luxury to do it because it's not like he's on the hot seat, but like it's not a good team. So the fans are going to be chanting, the chanting for AR as soon as they lose by 10 to Tennessee in week 5, I don't know if they play Tennessee in week 5, do they?
No,
my
oh,
God.
they actually do, and it's at home too. That's actually wild. You just pulled that out of your butt. You're right.
It's gonna happen, I guess.
Yep,
I guess it's
you've
gonna
just
happen.
spoken into existence.
Well, but like he's the starter right now. He's been all but named it, which I think like he's probably looks great, but that's a bad choice. But yeah, and then you got Jim Irsay. He's probably pulling the strings anyways.
No, he probably is. He's not going to sell any Gardner Minshew jerseys, and he knows it. But all right, my friend, it's getting late. But
all right, you get the last word.
Episode 1.
Went on a big diatribe.
All right. No, you're good. Look at that AFC North, all 3-1, and it's all the 3 teams that I said were going to make the playoffs too. Right now, of course.
Oh, I thought you said, we're not going to talk about it.
Hey, I said that. I said that. But these are our predictions. I've made my own predictions. You can make your own prediction. Actually, yeah, go ahead and make your own predictions because these are our predictions.
How many teams make the playoffs? 8?
14. Wait, in one conference?
7?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you meant total. So yeah, it's 7.
There's 3 wild cards, right?
Yeah, 3 wild cards. Yeah.
Shit. Oh man, it's gotten a lot harder. That AFC East is brutal. Okay, Saints in the South, Niners in the North, Eagles in the East, or Niners in the West, Lions in the North. I'm calling it.
I agree.
Here's where it gets tough. I like the Vikings. I think, oh man, it's going to be hard. I'm going to say Vikings, Seahawks are a wild card team. Which
you get one more wild
Dallas card. Or Giants are missing the playoffs? We'll have to see some other time.
I guess we'll see. If I had to choose between those two, I'm picking Dallas all day. But I guess we'll see.
We'll have to wait for my prediction for when we get through the rest of the NFC. Making interest right here.
All right. Cliffhanger. Well, next episode will be, I don't know. How late do you want to go on Friday? I don't know. Let's see. I'm probably going to get back from the Diamondbacks game like 10 o'clock Friday night. You want to have a late night episode?
Let's look at the schedule real quick. I think I'll be free. Let me call my assistant real quick. Oh, yeah.
Very late. All right, there we go. Then stay tuned in for most people. Probably not staying up this late to watch live, but
is anyone watching?
I don't think so. Probably not staying up this late to watch live, but the video will be ready for them the next morning, as will the podcast. So,
I can't wait to listen to how bad my voice sounds.
It sounds beautiful, my friend. Don't even worry about it.
But you know what I'm talking about, right? Listening back to your own voice.
Oh yeah, no, it's the worst.
It's the worst thing in the world. All right.
Awesome. Well, that's it for the first episode of the West Coast Draft Pod. My name is Beau. We
sure talked a lot about the draft, huh?
We sure did. Hey, don't worry. Once we get to January, it's going to be more draft. Actually, once we get like real football, we'll have more draft talk, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
College football will.
College! I'm so excited for college football this year.
Oh yeah, the last year of the Pac-12.
The Pac-12 farewell tour is going to be incredible, and it might be the best year ever of the Pac-12.
You might see. It might be the best quarterback year for any conference ever. Honestly.
It might be the best year of any iteration of the pack, not just the 12, any iteration of the pack.
Well, I mean, I am partial to those Pac-5 days from the
Was there ever
1910s.
Pack 5?
I think there was. Didn't we Google this the other day? There was a Pac-5 and a Pac-6 at one point.
I know there's Pack 8. I think
I
the
remember
Pack 8
Pac
was the
8.
first. And there was like the Pacific Coast Conference before that. And that's when they merged with
Wikipedia.org. All
the
right.
Border
This
Conference.
will be our sign off. This will be our sign off. What have the previous incarnations been of the Pac-12? So there was the disbanding of the Pacific Coast. Oh, yep, you're right. There was never a Pac-5. So disbanding of the
Yeah.
Pacific Coast Conference, whose principal members founded the Athletic Association of Western Universities in 1959. Conference previously went by the names Big Five, which is what I was thinking of.
Oh,
Then
yep.
Big Six,
Yep.
then the Pac-8, and then the Pac-10.
Big Six.
Hmm.
You know, I was asking people about this. Why is big in any of these conference names? And no one had a good answer for me. It was
I
like,
don't know.
I don't know.
It's fun. It's big. Sounds big.
I heard an interesting thing. Like, you know that Idaho was originally in the Pacific Coast Conference?
Well, it doesn't surprise me at all. The Vandals were very
Wazoo's going
proud.
the way. Wazoo's going the way of the Idaho Vandals. They're gonna be playing the Kibby Dome. Kibby Dome gets too
Honestly,
much hype. The Uper Dome is better
no.
than the Kibby Dome. The Uper Dome is better than the
I
Kibby
don't even know
Dome.
what the
And
Uper
no one
Dome
talks
is.
about the Uper Dome. Go Northern Michigan Wildcats. That's how we end it here.
All right. Go to Northern Michigan Wildcats. That's it. We are signing off.